Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Spectacular. Woof. That's right, friends. I'm back once again. Not in the greatest of moods, so I thought I would stream and try to cheer myself up. How are you? What are you up to? Feeling good? Feeling well? I see Sinead O'Connor has died. Poor cow. That's very sad, isn't it? We've had a lot of deaths recently, haven't we? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Hopefully I'm not on the list for any kind of death that might be coming up. Oops. For any kind of death. Hello, Kitchy K. How's Kitchy K? Dusan, Pradeep, Pulpa Femo, DJ, Enrique, Juro, Andrej, Benji. You're wearing Silence the Sea. Good Lord. Benji was wearing Strange Love's Silence the Sea today. And then he wore Dawn by Mar. A couple of massive hitters. Goodness me. I bet you're black and blue, are you? Bruised from head to foot. A revisited old Jane Birkin picture's quite a thing. Not bad, eh? Hello, Pat Lester. Panda, wearing Reflection 45. Dushan is wearing Antaeus again. Pat Lester is wearing Rose and Queer. Benji says the Silence the Sea beat me the fuck up. Yes, and it will do. It's horrible. An absolutely vile specimen. Andrej says, scent of the day was Parle-moi, Woody Perfecto. How is it? Is it indeed Woody? Is it in fact Perfecto? Dusan loves his vintage Antaeus, and I have no doubts about that. Frankly, not a day goes by where a shred of doubt creeps into my mind about how Dusan loves his vintage Antaeus. Pradeep was wearing Wa Mysterio, which is good to know. I had spaghetti bolognese tonight. It was actually made yesterday, but I didn't eat it. So I cooked it today and ate it. It was nice, because it's always nice to let the sauce ferment in the pan a little bit. Scale 101, welcome to you. How are you? Slag ball, says DJ. It was a slag ball because I made it. Oh, Carlito. How's Carlito doing? I had roast pork with wine. Fucking alcoholic. I can't do wine. Rifts. Hurts me stomach. You know what I mean? A little bit acidic. Etro's vetiver today was a bit less hot here after the last night's storm. Nice. We're getting some storm tonight. I say storm, it's more of a band of rain. You know? Interesting. A band of cold. Like the song, but not gold. Cold. Since you've been gone, all that is left is a band of cold. And it is coming, friends. Apparently we're going to have to wait until the second week in August before we get any more hot weather. Do you not like coq au vin? Not as much as you do, son. Enrique seems to be having a glass. He's having a little wine. Well, does anybody want to tell me what their scent of the day is? My scent of the day was my latest acquisition, the Green Valley. Friends, I can tell you, this one is actually really nice, to be fair. Got decants of Coromandel Old Batch and Le Leon today, says Spaced Out. And you are wearing Coromandel. DJ is wearing Al Kharim from Sultan Pasha. I bet that's fucking expensive, is it? Actually, to be fair to Sultan Pasha, you know, he's not one of the dearer ones. It's not Green Valley. It's not Green Valley, Euro Rose. Please send at least 5 mils of Green Valley to our brother Ramsey. No. I paid a lot of money for what's in this little bit of this bottle. I'm willing to send him a little bit, but not 5 mils. Jesus. Which valley did Creed dig that out from? I imagine. I don't know. Whatever he says, it'll be a lie. Everything he says, well, touch wood. I say that. Allegedly. Everything he says is a lie. Lots of things he says are lies, demonstrably. You know? The fucking bad shite that he is. How is that Green Valley? Delightful. Absolutely beautiful. Smells as it should. Arbentus. Oh, it's fresh. It's green. It's new. It's got that ambergris sandalwood base. It's just what a Creed should be, you know? I don't know why my camera's acting funny, fuckers. It's running at a very strange rate. Why are you doing this? Give me a look. Where am I? There they are. Cotton Dreamies. Let's just give the camera a little bit of a clean. There we are. How's that for you? Is that better? To be fair, not a lot happens on my streams. Visually, anyway. I like venison, but it's too dear here. Shut up, Duro Rose. It's a fucking terrible joke. Creed use real ambergris. Maybe they used to. I don't imagine that they do anymore. I don't know that, though. I mean, if Olivia Creed says that they use real ambergris, they probably don't. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dear. Currently rewatching the Eugen Christo Rose live stream from 3 years ago. Jeez, COVID was 3 years ago. What the fuck? Yeah, I know. Mental, wasn't it? 1979, Le Bon Grebois is Geranium Paul Monsieur with Iris. That sounds nice. Hello, Jaffa Ali. Hey guys, Laird Milton Lloyd Silverman, a swipe of Henri Jacques Abu Dhabi and Chorus Gucci PPR 2002 today. That is quite the combination, sir. That is quite the combination. Must admit, not into layering personally. But that's a hell of a cookbook you've come up with there. Goodness. Woof. Hello, Stephs. You're wearing Koros silver shoulders, PBR Gucci era, late 90s bottle. Any big differences between Charles of the Ritz and Parfum Corps and my version? Yes. Yes, there are. I'm into layering with this weather, says Jura. There are differences, Stephs, I'm sorry, but there are. Charles of the Ritz is the best. You can work backwards from there. Charles of the Ritz is the best. Parfums calls the next best. Was it Sanofi after that? Then Gucci? Then L'Oreal. In fact, anything with silver shoulders is good. But you can go in like descending order. The first one was the best one. The second one was the second best one. The third one was the third best one. Do you know what I mean? That's a very easy rule of thumb. I only have parfums called Koros. I've got a couple of Sanofis. I think Sanofi's actually my favourite version. Charles of the Ritz is probably the best. In fact, it is the best. But I think I prefer the Sanofi one. It's a little bit more wearable. You know? Oh. I only have parfums called Koros. Time for Diaghilev there. Spaced out, I have 18 and it's an unusual one. Great showcasing Ambret seed, says Jura. What does everyone think of number 18 and number 22? Worth sampling, says Spaced Out. I can never keep up. I'm not a massive fan of the Les exclusives. They're good. They're good quality, they're well made, all of that sort of thing, but not really my style, if I'm honest. Jafar says I've got 250ml early Gucci PPR 2002 and late Gucci PPR 2006. Both smells the same. I find no difference in both. Well, they're probably the same formulation. You want Charles of the Ritz. That's what you want. Charles of the Ritz or a Parfums called. They're the biggest, dirtiest ones that are there. You know. YSL should discontinue Koros ASAP and put out a 47th L'Homme flanker instead. I mean, to be honest, I think that's basically what they've done in America, isn't it? It's gone in America. You can't buy Koros retail in America anymore. Which means that they might be doing the same thing in Europe soon, but who knows? Who knows? Not me. I never lost control. It's a David Bowie song. I don't know. I need to wear some shit this I need to wear Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. I need to wear more. I need to wear more of my summer fragrances. You know? I can't be dealing with this fucking trying to mitigate the weather. I'm just going to have to wear them out of season, essentially, because the season is betraying me. You know? And the season is acting like a bad shit. Sonny sent me a free mini of vintage Koros recently. Was surprised by how close to the modern one it is. Are you sure it's a vintage mini? Because for me, there's 100 miles between the vintage and the modern. 100 miles. You could drive a fucking horse-drawn carriage. Would you put Hermes Essence and Privé lines over the Les exclusives? Personally, yes. And Dia of the Week Spaced Out, says Deja. Finally, says Galen. Finally, Galen. Galen is here finally. Oh, well, Joe Privé's been to you like the Chanel line, says DJ. DJ bringing the positivity. The Hermes Essence line is great. The Hermes Essence line is good. I do like it, but it's very Jean-Claude Elena. It's very Jean-Claude Elena. Annoying to try, says DJ. Well, Dior shat all over their Privé line. They used to have 12, and I was always told that they would only bring a new one out if they discontinued one. And then they brought out another, what? Another 20? Another 15? On top of the fucking 12 that they already had, and then reformulated the good ones, turned Leather Oud into a wet sand perfume. What is your favourite Hermes essence? Ooh, either Amber Inogule or Vetiver Tonka. I've got 4 of them, to be fair. I've got 4 of them, so actually I've got more if you include the 15ml. The 15ml bottles I've got. I don't wank over performance, so it doesn't mean much to me, says DJ. Cartier L'Heure has some okay ones. We don't need any of that positivity around here. You sound like your diarrhea is over. 15 Aqua Allegorias, basically. Dio shited that one up. So put those 15 in the same line as Eau Noir and Leather Oud. Yep. As exclusives is greater than Hermes Essence, is better than Guerlain. I don't know what LALM is. And then is better than Dior Privé, apparently. L'Art de la Matière, sorry. I've bollocked that. Sorry, Galen, I just feel fantastic, says Dusan. M, welcome, M. How are you? I don't believe I've seen M before. I hope you are well. What do you say? Left arm, YSL, Opium, Secret de Parfum, lovely. Right arm, Hermes Equipage. Marcus of Sweden. Marcus of Sweden, welcome. Galen is wearing Kenzo Jungle Hom. Do you know, I could never get into that. Good day, Jonathan. How are you? Pradeep, welcome. Oh, dear. Oh, excuse me whilst I hydrate. Found that Kenzo too woody, says Nick. I couldn't get into it. I wasn't funny. I wasn't a fan. It's funny how Roger had Bellamy cloned twice for 2 brands. Jonathan is wearing M7 Oud Absolute, and he is not shy to say I like it. It's fantastic. It's a fabulous fragrance. Now, welcome Peter Kokorin. How are you? Pradeep is welcoming Jonathan. Pradeep, I have good news for everyone. Pradeep received my package from Italy today. So that was fun. Bellamy is such a great creation. Like, unreal how good it is. Say Spaced Out. It's pretty fantastic. It's a great leather fragrance. I prefer it to the original, John says. What, the Oud M7 Oud Absolute? Hello, Splinter. Johnny. Who's Johnny? I have Jonathan. I have the regular M7. I've got the original M7 and the Oud Absolute. TT says, I'm actually wearing nothing. Too hot. Would go with a top, but out of stock in my arsenal. Good day, everyone. Good day to you, TT. How you doing? It's not too hot here, fortunately. We don't have that problem in Britain. I'd be fucked. I can't handle the heat whatsoever. I'm absolutely hopeless when it comes to the heat. Jesus. I can't handle that whatsoever. Yeah. Like I say, our Green Valley today. Parcel packaging was weird as hell. Hollow cardboard tube with the perfume shoved in and plastered to restrict movement. Oh. Strange Italian packaging. My PPR Gucci chorus is quite pissy. Damn, how much better can it get? Says Steph. Considerably. Considerably better. Trust me. Trust me. The Gucci PPR is probably the last good one. Takes me about 3 weeks to get into a package from Rich, says Nick. Hey, that's a good thing. I do not fuck about. I do not fuck about when it comes to sending people parcels. Nothing will break. All the tape. My intent is not to make you jealous, but so that I can share my thoughts on these rare and vintage pieces. Product says Green Valley Alternative. Good Lord. Green Valley Alternative. That's probably a really good question because it would save people a lot of money, but I've got to be honest, it's not going to be an easy task. It's got that quintessentially Creed vibe about it. It has been cloned, but badly, like by bad companies like Duo, like it'll come nowhere near. You know what I mean? It'll come absolutely nowhere near, mate. Hidden Valley. Anyone ever smelled the filthy rich Dubai line? I am filthy and I am rich. But you managed to anyway, says Pulp Ephemera. That's true. Hello, Ashley Bissett. I bet there's a western called Mean Valley. I'd be surprised if there wasn't. Oh, it's got an absolutely incredible bergamot. Supply and demand says. Supply and demand says a co-worker told me about Filthy Rich. They are 500 plus a bottle. Keep your money in your pocket. High and buy, says Ashley. Oh, say you. Please share your thoughts on Gucci Envy. I tried it yesterday. My OCD is hitting me to get a full bottle. You don't need a full bottle, mate. You don't need to go out and get a bottle right now. Take your time. It's okay. Wait for the right price. It's good, but it's not worth the aftermarket prices. It's one of those things that if you don't have memories with it from its original release, it's not worth what they're asking for now. Jonathan says, Jafar, do it. No, there isn't. I'm very peculiarly disappointed now, says Nick. Andresia's wearing Healy Sheeper 21 from a sample. Maybe some Mont Blanc will copy it, says Pradeep. Yuck. Gucci Envy or Gucci 2? If you had to pick, Gucci 2. I really like Gucci 2. Gucci Pour On 2 is a very good fragrance. Jonathan, do you have Gucci Envy? Says Dushan. He does, I can tell you. Yes, he does. I believe he does. I'm speaking for him now, actually. I've thought there. Does he actually have it? prices are abnormal right now on eBay, says Jafar. Jafar, you could say that at any point in time and you'd be right. It's only going to go up, I would have thought. Got my eye on Nila Vermeer Tree. Personally, says it's the best perfume of the century. That is a hell of a statement, that. What happened to the D? Says Jonathan. Jafali, my seller has envy for me. A full 100ml bottle scanning version for €300. Prices are insanity. Not many niche even at 200 anymore, says Pradeep. Yep. And it's never going to get better. It's never, ever, ever going to improve, unfortunately. Which is a bit of a kick in the boobs, but there we are. Not a lot we can do about it. As long as people keep paying the silly prices, they'll keep charging them. You know? Not a lot that can be done. Fuck's sake. Supply concur, Nila Veneer fragrances are spectacular. Jonathan, is there a link to their website you could send us? Just get on Crane Noir, you know you can get it for amazing prices, says Spaced Out. Yes. I've been considering the original Gucci Pour On from 1976, but it's a bit too feeble in terms of performance, says Nick. I have got a couple of bottles of that, and it's not bad. It's not bad whatsoever. It's a very traditional Italian perfume, though. Yes, Rich, I'll do it shortly, says Jonathan. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, dear me. Okay, you get breezy evening, says John. Shut up, Jura. I hope I don't go nose blind to Coromandel because I wear it literally every single day and night, says Spaced Out. That's what you want, really. A single fragrance that you love and can wear all the time. I don't know if I could ever go back to having one single fragrance. I think that ship has sailed. It has sailed and it has sank. You know? I think those days are over for me, which is not good wallet-wise, but it is good. It is good, like, collection-wise, you know? Friends, it is the half-hour mark, and as we all know, the half-hour mark brings my very infrequent request that you like the stream. If liking streams is your game, please accept this invitation to like this stream. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Don't let me stop you from liking the stream. You know? If liking streams is your game, and Streamliker is your name, happiest of Wednesdays to you all, says Michael. Happy Wednesday to you, Squire. Trey and Moher and Ashoka are high on my list, says Jonathan. Maybe even Niral. Jura says, us perfume lovers are not for the single life. We have our mistresses. I'll get the discovery set then. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting the discovery set of this brand. Pradeep says, I am curious about the Nila Vermeer, but also there is a chance they might trigger me. Why would they trigger you? What's happening? What is wrong? What seems to be the problem, Pradeep? shit fuck. It's for me to pay 400 for Gucci too, knowing what you paid for it, but I want it bad, says Steph's. Don't pay 400 for it, mate. It's not worth half that. I paid like 60 quid for my bottle. In fact, I've got two. There's no way. Western lens on India, says Pradeep. I see. Jura Rose, I found the girl of my dreams and I can't cheat on her, says Spaced Out. Drawn by Sense, welcome. Stream liked, sent of the day is Aswahira. Richie G's got that. Vila is Indian, Pradeep. Just hope Neela aren't skin sense. That would trigger me, says Supply and Demand. Pradeep isn't the brand owner from India, but lives in Paris for a good chunk of her life, says DJ. Are these fragrances actually good? Or is it bullshit? Girl on with the worst for that, says Jura Rose. But Bertie is French, I can see what Pradeep is up to, says Jura. Awesome there, John. Thanks, John, you convinced me. How much is the sample set? I'm impatiently waiting upon John's link. I will get this sample set. I would be shocked if you thought Neela Veneer fragrances were not good, says Jonathan. Neela Vermeer. Neela Vermeer. Neela Vermeer Creations. Let's have a look, shall we? Yes. I will continue. No thanks. You leave my fucking cookies alone. That's not cheap. 60 mil for 235 euros. Good lord. Good lord. What do we have here? Let's check. Creations, Fragments by NVC. Eau de Parfum and Parfum. Fragments. What's the difference between Fragments and fucking... Oh, God. I can't be arsed with that. It's just too hard. Why don't they just make a sample set with all the perfumes in? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Sorry, I've completely lost the thread of the the conversation here. Where are you? You said Frank twice, Dusson. Has anyone tried Duchefaux's Woody Mood for olfactive studio, says Scale? Ashoka won an award some time ago, if that matters to anyone, says DJ. Lucky Scent has it for 67. I would be shocked if you thought Neil and Duchefaux told peeps Savvy Juice 6 months ago. Now we know why. Hypercapitalism, I do know it all, says Teat. Not wearing any Rochas this summer, Duck, says Steps. No, the Rochas Femme is for, or Femme de Rochas is for autumn and winter. Deep, rich, thick plum and clove and biscuit style vibe. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I'm listening to Sinead O'Connor now. Yes, Sinead O'Connor is dead, which is very sad. 56. Monsieur L'Enfant Figaro, says DJ. Scale no, but I'm going to be getting into the house shortly. They have quite a few interesting offerings. Yes, there is price too. Oh shit, didn't know. Rest in peace, says Teat. Yes, she is dead. Like Dolores from the Cranberries. Was it Dolores? Cranberries? Dolores O'Riordan, yes. Bloody good singer, very unique voice. What's your all-time top 5? Rich says ACP 45. Don't have an all-time top 5. It would take me a long time to whittle that down. Sorry, I can't give you an easy answer, mate. I've tried to avoid that question for a long time. It's all the beautiful Irish, says Teat. Said rabbit hole in a box should be on your doorstep. Said rabbit hole in a box should be on your doorstep in 1 or days. What's this, Michael? What do you mean? She just died, mate. I don't know what happened. I don't know if she died of anything in particular or if she just died. You know? Bless her. It's not very nice, is it? 56, it's not very old. It's not very old. Girl on Shalimar AD with Taj Mahal. Yikes. Michael, what do you mean? What's this about rabbit holes on doorsteps? Who are you talking to? What are you saying? ACP 45, welcome to you. Not in the know, welcome to you. I have not seen ACP 45 before. How are you? I've started jotting down top 100 candidates, says Jonathan. Oof. Oh, it's a video I don't want to make. It took Ramsey 3 hours to do that video. Christ. Robes was the first one to do a top 100, wasn't he? I mean, he was the first one to do lists. Excuse me. Oh. He has admitted to this felony before his robes. Darren Allen and other smells for you, Duck, says Michael. You are too kind, young Michael, sir. I don't know what to say. Thank you. So I suppose I do know what to say. I am going to dehydrate, my friends. I will be back in minutes, if that. Please, entertain yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back. Oof. The minute you want to window. Do. I have returned, my friends, and when I walked out of this room, I could smell toast. My mother is downstairs and she has made a slice of toast, and I am envious. I am envious, I am jealous. And I would like a slice of toast, and I may have one later. Who knows? Not me. Oh. How are we doing? I see Eugene has joined. Oh, fuck. I've dropped a bollock. I've closed the wrong window. Alright, hold on, let's have a look. How are you doing today? It's lovely to see you all, as always, says Michael. How nice. It's going to be difficult to find standalone reviews anymore. Make a list and move on, says Pradeep. I was talking to Carl Anderson earlier today, and I said to him I would like to try and do at least one review a week. You know, that doesn't seem like beyond my capability. So I'm going to see if I can do that. I'm going to see if I can manage that. I can't believe I ever liked Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Just sprayed it shite, as Duck would say, says Pradeep. Ropes be trolling, says Pradeep. Yeah, he does say that. Supply and Demand is the one who said that he didn't like Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Sorry, he fucking heeds up me arse. It's hard to find a decent opinion on scent, says DJ. There is only one decent opinion on scent, and that's your own. Do we know, has Guerlain reformed any of the main line since they changed the bottles? We don't know for certain, but as a rule of thumb, I take a bottle change as a reformulation, or at least sign that one's coming. You know? It's a rule of thumb, so it's not one-to-one. It's just something I do, you know? I would be wary, put it like that. It makes me ask a question. You know, it's not necessarily the case. You know, I just went to take a swig out of my bottle of Green Valley there. Jesus. I'll put that back before I actually do. Oof. I've been thinking how to individually catalogue my entire collection in short 5 minutes. Thought streams. Wow. That's a hell of an undertaking, mate. Mine's just on Fragrantica for no other reason than it's always been on Fragrantica. I don't think it's the best one. I don't endorse it. I don't particularly like or care about... Apparently there are political things that they get into, and I don't like politics because it's fucking just... It is just awful. But I only use it because it's the one. I mean, don't get us wrong, if they started like fucking trying to fund terrorism through it or something, I'd be like, whoa, you know what I mean? But the reformulated Ideal EDP lasted 10 minutes on skin, says Supply and Demand. That is not very long. Didn't know others made toast at night. Oh yes, my mum has a slice of toast every night. Is there any better smell? Like, is there any better smell than just like toast in the air? You know, like that experience I've just had, where I've just come through and I've been like, whoa, toast on the wind. Awesome. I meant the men's lines like Eau de Rochas reflect anything. Do you know about Moscow Rochas? They have cologne and concentrate version. I don't actually, I've never tried them. Smelling burnt toast is a warning right before a stroke, says Eugene. What? Dolores O'Riordan. That's right, says Panda. A slice of toast, says Sticks. Welcome, Sticks. Who the hell only eats one slice of toast? Yeah, outrageous. I will take your advice and have two when I go downstairs before bed. Newcastle are playing at 1 o'clock in the morning again, so I'll be up late. So I'll be partaking of toast late on, you know. Watching Newcastle try to give us a fucking heart attack until 3 o'clock in the bastard morning. What? Says Michael. What? Women eat one piece. They are quirky. Who's there? DJ says hello to Joe. Who's Joe? DJ? No. Sticks, says Hey Joe. Ah, Jonathan. Hey Michael, hey Ashley, says Eugene. One piece of toast equals girls' dinner. Bran English muffins, yuck. The brown one, says T. Put down the toast, because Duck be doing the most, says Staffs. Parfum was probably the best, says DJ. I think it might be, I think it could be. Yes, Rich, we hate politics. I'm sorry I had both old Brecht. What? Bread baking is a good smell as well, yes. Jus de pot. Whoops. They did like a jus de pot elixir, and it smelled like the burnt version of jus de pot. You know what I mean? Lilac is my favourite smell in the wild, says Eugene. I'll be up with you, Rich, says Jonathan. Yeah, you'll be getting random swear words sent to you by me. Newcastle are in the US. That's right. They're having a bit of a mince round the States, playing Chelsea later. Yes, who's Joe, says Jonathan. All those perfumes and toast sillage is the ones that caught you, Rich. Might make some, actually. There's going to be like a fucking... Do you know, like, when there are, like, TV shows on and then the breaks come on and, like, there's a spike in the electricity because everybody, like, puts the kettle on, or, like, everybody, like the water supply goes down because everyone goes to the toilet during the ad break. There's going to be a spike in the electricity because everybody on this stream is going to be making fucking toast right afterwards. Or during. Right before a stroke occurs, many people claim to have been smelling burnt toast. Shit! Lick the butter, says Eugene. Oris buttered toast for Sillage. Ooh. A toast and Oris perfume. Talked with Eugene last night, says Jafar. He is a good gentleman. I messaged him. Do you remember that Louis Vuitton pronunciation in one of your videos? It makes me laugh. Anatole Le Breton has a perfume called Brioche. He does, and it's in my little sample pack, which is over there. I'm going to do the Anatole Le Bretons after I've done the Clune Keens. I was going to do them today, but I got sidetracked with my friend who was feeling a lot of stress, and I believe that I may have caught some of the stress or come out in sympathy with the stress. Because when I came home, I was on edge, Blood smells metallic. It does. It tastes metallic as well. If you've ever had like a paper cut or something and like licked it to stop it bleeding, you get that kind of really outrageous fucking like, battery kind of vibe from it. Slightly burnt smell. Iron in blood. Yes, there's a lot of iron in blood. Well, that's why it's red. That's why it's red. Ugh. Yes, it is funny. I've got all those perfumes, and yet the one that's got us the most excited. I'm wearing Green Valley today, and I got extremely excited and titillated by the out smell of toast. Some geraniums smell like blood, says Brody. That's strange. I don't like that. I think that might be why I don't like metallic notes, That actually makes a lot of sense now I think about it. That does actually make a lot of sense now I think about. Reminds us of blood. Yuck. Nobody got no time for that. There are some blood perfumes, though. Those were classics, says Teat. Been watching back catalogue of Krista and Eugene vids lately. Inspiring, yes. What about the MPEGs, says Scale? I've got all the time in the world to do them. I've had the Anatole Le Bretons for a year. Do you know what I mean? Eugene, we need a new Toast Gourmand perfume. Could it be a first? I bet Antoine could do it. I can't see Eugene doing a Gourmand. Unless it's something like Baklava. Keeping it simple is what I get from those vids, says Jonathan. Yeah. Don't fuck about. I think there's a lot of people fucking about. Dura Rose just fishing for a lover there, a back lover. Lavender is using a lot of blood accords, says Dura Rose. I just don't like metallic blood sort of vibes. Blech. Blech. Delicious milkshakes in that movie, Dura says. Pradeep. Your vids definitely call back the better days of YouTube reviewing. Love it, says Panda. Yes, I would agree with that. I heard there is a Byredo that smells like blood. What am I thinking of that really smells like blood? There's that one by Filippo Sorcinelli. There's another one, is it by Eta Libre d'Orange? That's got a big fuck off blood accord. Secretions Magnifique. But well, I don't have them, you see, because I'm not a big fan of the old blood. What's the opposite of a back lover? A front hater? Well, some people will hate you to your face, you know, and fair play. It's easy to hate people behind their back. Harder to hate people to their face, but a lot better for you, you know. I struggle to hate people behind their back. I can't keep my gob shut. Start in the front. Not all the time, says T. Secretions made me want to throw up in the perfumery after a sniff. It will do that. It will do that. You should be aware of that before you do. Baptême de feu. Baptême de feu. 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 Yes, Baptême de feu by Serge Luton. That's got a dirty, great metallic note in it, which is foul, evocative of blood. But it's also got gingerbread in it and castoreum. Fucking weird. Weird. For some reason, I really dislike it, but I've got a backup bottle of it. What the fuck? That is an unusual perfumista thing to do. Oh, I really hate this perfume. Let me know. Let me know. I know what I'll do. I'll buy another one. You know what I mean? That is very much what a perfume person would do. And perfumes are weird. Perfume lovers are weird. We, my friends, are weird. Spray fart cushion with secretions. Oof. Huh? Strange noises come out of fart cushions. I might wear Eau de Sud tomorrow. It's got some oat moss in it that makes me feel warmer. I might wear Smalto Pro Rom as well. I'm going to have to wear something. I don't know. Dune Pour Rom. I've already worn that this week. What else? I don't know. I need to wear some shit. Dune. Oh. A Saint Almasiah. I haven't worn that this week. Oh. Finish Linston. I have actually considered wearing Linston again this week, being a rare incidence of me wearing a perfume twice in a week. There's no rules against wearing perfume twice in a week. Can't wear it one day after the next. That's a rule. But I can't wear something more than once in a week, so I do want to finish that Linston. I do, and then put it to rest until next year. Do the same as I'm doing with Pavarotti. Give other fragrances a a chance to have a good run, you know what I mean? Because I do want to use me perfumes, do you know what I mean? Like, I do want to use them. I need new strings, says Jura Rose. Yes. Such a great collection. Happiness. I look at my collection with smugness. It is depleting, says Teet. It's good to take. I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking happiness and joy out, like, from your collection. You know, you should be able to, especially your own collection. Jesus. I mean, I can appreciate other people's collections, but you should be taking joy and happiness from your own. You know, it shouldn't be about conspicuous consumption. Although sometimes, and I am guilty of this, absolutely no doubt. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's just about buying shit. You know what I mean? And it's a lesson I have learned that, and it's hard to stop. Genuinely, it's hard to stop. Like, I think there is, like, more going on than just collecting perfume, you know? But at the same time, I do love my collection. I'm really glad I've got loads of the perfumes that I've got, you know? Like the rarer one, the rarer ones, the more common one, like Geranium Pour Monsieur last year. Like, for me, this will always be the summer of 2022. I'll always remember it because just how fucking hot it was, man. What the fuck? Like, it's good. For what all the once in a week rule applies, I wonder. Sorry, Brody, mate, you're going to have to rephrase that. I have no idea what you mean. Oh, I got a 10 mil of Uncut Gem. It gets a bit sauvage to me, says Drawn by Sense. Kind of what I said. I said that about it. Smells like sauvage and fucking... Like, it smells like you're at the Frederick Mall counter and somebody walks past wearing sauvage. That's what it smells like. I was told at work, since I'm into fragrances, that I would like Tribeca. First time I ever bought. Bless your heart. First time I ever thought, bless your heart, is supply and demand. Panda, I heard the OG is brilliant. Anyone have experience with vintage Chanel Allure? I have an opportunity to pick up an older one. The newer one is mediocre, but I wonder if the older one is any good. Do you mean the Allure Pour Homme or just Allure? For what other things once in a week rule applies, I wonder, says Pradeep. Nothing for me. Well, apart from medications. But nothing else I can think of. Yes, the new stuff. Not too much left, quality left. No, there's not, you're right. Not in my opinion, anyway. That's why I do the first impressions. I'm trying to find stuff. I'm trying to find a house that's better than Les Indemnidables. I don't think I'm going to, but I would be delighted if I did. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Had a shower, Parfum d'Empire, Le Cri. I love having minimal collection of stuff I love to death. It's spaced out. That is a perfectly legitimate way to collect. In fact, it's a fantastic way to collect. I'm trying to get rid of some of the stuff I don't enjoy as much to try and get through, to try and get to the point where I spend more time with the stuff I love. Remy and Valerie will adopt the duck and provide free 250ml samples, says Brody. Mike, welcome. I love the hunt, especially vintage, says Panda. I love my collection. My wife does not. I love having a minimal collection of stuff I love to death. I think I'm... If I started out again right now, I wouldn't have as much stuff, but then I wouldn't have the knowledge that I've gained either, you know? So it's about what you... I mean, fucking hell, that sounds like a fucking coming-of-age movie, doesn't it? You know what I mean? But it's like, it's about what you learn while you're doing it, you know what I mean? It's very important. There are some people out there, and I genuinely mean this, I observed some other reviewers and some other people, just collectors, right, who seem to collect and learn fucking nothing. All they know how to do is spend fucking money. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about, I'm talking about like from top to bottom, you know? There are some people out there who just buy, and literally learn nothing and understand nothing, and they just consume. And there are people out there who have very little and understand more than a lot of us put together ever will, including myself. You know? The knowledge, the understanding, the learning of lessons, it's all extremely important. Scent of the day is Dior Homme Cologne. Yes, but which one? Your first impression are well received, I agree. With Les. Indamodable, however you spell it. Does anyone take a quick whiff of their collection before deciding what to wear? It usually takes me a good 10 minutes. Depends what mood I'm in. Like, some days I wake up and I'm like, I know exactly what I'm going to wear today. And then some days I'm like, oh my God. I stand there for fucking ages just staring at it, looking at it from different angles. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? Does anyone take... Oh, sorry, I've read that. Anuj, welcome. Panda, I just rummaged through my bottles and sprayed both an older version and a current version. Not much difference, to be honest, says Anuj. Panda says, thank you, Anuj. I'll put those dollars toward an Escada Casual Friday once I find one at a reasonable price. You might be waiting a little while, mate. Nothing wrong with samples, says Pep. Nothing wrong with samples at all. Sampling is the way and the light. You know? So the thing is with me, I'm against free bottles for review, but free samples, I'm not. I'm not actually against free samples. I think it would be very indicative, and it would be very informative if reviewers got free samples instead of free bottles, and then which free samples they then went on to buy bottles of. I think that would be much more informative than any free bottle would ever be. And I've said this for a while, so send free samples out to people. Just for full clarification, I buy my samples. I think I got a free sample from... I got a sample of Patchouli Noisette from... Saint Celier. Oh, welcome, Margie. I got a free sample of Patchouli Noisette. I think I also got one of them fucking... What's this under me bum? Oh, no. Oh, thank God for that. Sorry, I thought I'd broken the chair, but I was just sitting on it. I got a free one of them sample things from Les Indemodable. And then I went and bought the bottle. But I think that's the way it should be done. I've said this for some time. Free samples should be the way. Everybody should get them, including commenters, including people walking through the shop, because that's how they do it on the shop floor. Oh, the house phone seems to be ringing. At 9:10, who could it be? Everybody should be able to get free samples and try perfumes for nothing, and then once you've tried them, you can decide whether you want to buy them. And if they did that with reviewers, you would then find out which perfumes reviewers actually liked, wouldn't you? I feel if someone could point to something that you have and you couldn't give even basic description, you've gone too far, says DJ. Yeah. Love smelling and wearing them all. How to wear them with what soaps and moisturiser match with outfits and events, says Teat. Teat, what should I call you? Should I call you Teat or T? But if it were not for the insane amount of collecting, I wouldn't have met you all fine, sick people like myself. It does have that kind of vibe, doesn't it? Like, we're all just, like, in this maelstrom together. Like-minded people. That's the one before they changed all the bottles, says Mike. It's much better to really make the most of the collection you have, says Ashley. Yes. I usually have a good idea of what I'm going to wear, says Galen. Fosco, welcome. Bergamotto Marino, purchased from the legendary Anuj. You mean this? It is fucking glorious, this. Massively underrated. Maison Rabachi are shit. I was really kind to them on them fucking first impressions I did. I just saw somebody mention Maison Rabachi. They're crap. They're so fucking ordinary. Like, they could have just not released any of those perfumes. They're like, it's like another, I mean, it's the same principle as like another Oud Rose fragrance. Who needs them? You just don't need another Oud Rose fragrance. You don't need any of those Maison Rabachis that they've done nothing original at all. What's the point? It's also interesting to understand a particular house with a collection than jumping everywhere, says product. Yes. Welcome, Margie Nawaji. Free samples might lead to too many honest reviews, which is counter to the perfume house's interest, unfortunately, says Panda. Spot on. Fosco, been on my list for a while. You like it? Yes. Pep says, Panda, there was a brand that wanted to send me a bottle, and when I asked for free samples instead, they refused. Paris Monte Carlo. I feel being adverse to sampling but willing to blind buy buying full bottles is not a good sign. I've been there. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been there. That's one of the massive changes I made after I got that vintage derby last year. I thought, fuck it, I'm not blind buying anymore. Even though that was a successful buy, and it wasn't a blind buy though. But I just thought, I mean, how am I going to top having vintage derby? And I think we can all say it's almost been a year. It's been like 9 months since I bought that fragrance, 10 months. And my consumption has gone down considerably in the last year. And it will continue to fall. Has it gone down as much as I would like? Probably not. Has it gone down? A lot. So I'm pretty pleased with the progress that I've made. But I'm gonna keep working on it. I'm not I don't just buy fragrances every week, every other week. I mean, that Green Valley wasn't supposed to be here. I got a message off the guy and he was like, oh, I'm sending you a Green Valley and you can tell us what you want to pay for it when you get it. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, it's just a partial, but as long as it's all right, you won't need to send it back. So I sent him some money. Very fortunate. Maison Rabachi wouldn't give you a free bottle. Months ago, they sent dozens and dozens of bottles out. I agree, they are very ordinary. They're so ordinary, Maison Rabachi. They're really plain. I found that, to be honest with you, I found that with the Clune Keens. I don't know if I'm like preempting my final impressions, but the 4 I tried the other day were bang average. I tried the cologne one on my skin and I just thought, bah. Matière Première Sentinel. You know, they got big investment recently and sent a shit ton, says DJ. Pep, don't sell your soul, ignore them. I haven't yet, do sense, says Pep. I don't think Pep will. Jonathan, perfect for the heat. My favourite eau de cologne has a nice melony base. Baudon, he did make it, yes. The kind of holes that Duck made in 2022 were quite a sight to behold, says Pradeep. Yes. Yes, there were. And I catalogued them as well for all to see. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I wasn't on Matière Première's mailing list. I don't think I'll be on Matière Première's mailing list. They're shit. They're bad fragrances. Thank you, Rich, for everything you did in this kind of art. I will blind buy Derby's first formulation thanks to you if you can find it, mate. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Duson. Good evening, Keith. How are you, sir? Matcha Premier is junk for McDonald's bins. Hello, Antonio Hobson. I'm loving your first impressions, Rich. Thank you, Antonio. When did the free bottles start? Which reviewer do you think was the first to take a bottle? Pass. Could have been Redolescence. Max 40 probably reached out and asked. Fuck knows. Could have been Demi, I don't know. I do not know, my friends. I do not know. Oh, God. Enrique first noticed was Redolescence, BFL, and 40. As soon as influencer went into fragrance, Redolescence slowly morphed into the king of shilling. It was wild to see that transition until I unsubbed. I couldn't watch his videos anymore. This was years ago. This was a long time before Carlos sadly passed away. Shilling spread quicker than COVID. Yeah, it did. Yeah, free shit. Anybody? There's no such thing as a free lunch. I'm always reminded of the phrase I heard. Oh, fuck knows where and when I heard it. It was off an older man, and he was very old school, and he'd been in business all his life. He was a fucking capitalist, like all sorts. He wasn't some kind of like fucking social justice warrior. But I remember he said to me once, he was like, if something is free, you are the product. And he was like, that's why you don't have Facebook. And I was like, well, I don't have Facebook. I fucking hate the idea that the fucker's going to try and harvest me for like data and shit like that. And he was like, yeah. He was like, I don't have Facebook. He was like, bear in mind, if you aren't paying for something, right, it's because you are the product. He was like, that's why they give out free shit in the supermarket, not in the supermarkets, in the fucking, when you go to the supermarket and they give you bags to put your stuff in, like they used to give out free plastic bags, you've got to pay for them now. That's the paying for them is just another way to drive revenue. They say they give it to charity, but they don't. And on those plastic bags they give you will be printed the supermarket's name. The reason for that is because when you do that, you are advertising. So they are giving you free bags, but it's not free. It's because on the bag is their name and you're advertising from them when you take your shopping to the car and out of the car. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Incredible advice from the guy. He says that's why you don't get stuff like, what's it called? Facebook, Twitter. He says they are. This was before the whole harvesting of data, like revelations came out. He was like, they're up to something, we just don't know what it is. And he says there is no way they are doing this for free. And then it came out what they were doing is they were selling metadata to companies. Do you know what I mean? Mental. Redolescence slowly morphed into the gun. Sorry, I read that. Hello, Nick Walker. How does one make grey vetiver last longer? Fucking spray more. You don't think it was the German? Probably was, Jeremy, to be fair. Hola, I just watched Bobby O's latest video. Apparently I've missed a bunch of drama, went off of YouTube for a little while, lordy lordy. I haven't seen Bobby's latest one, or maybe I have and I forgot about it. Bob tends to post in the middle of the night my time, so if I don't catch it, then I've got to go back, so I will have to go back and watch that. I also blame YouTube's garbage algorithm. When I search anything fragrance, it just returns 75% shill videos that have nothing to do with my search. That's the thing about shilling I hate most, says Panda Fragrance. Yeah, it's a dick. I wonder how many loved reviewers would be different if they never got anything free. All of them, probably. Vetiver Soap Plus Moisturizer. Then spray fragrance into moisturizer and put on the pulse points. Then spray fragrance itself on all the pulse points might help, says T. Jesus. Spray less away from your nose. I mean, shilling does seem to correlate with bigger follower numbers, says Pep. Yeah, well, I mean, that's just... Look at how many subscribers I've got. It's about 1,900 now, and I appreciate every single one of them. And I would rather have 1,900 of you than 2.5 million of whatever Jeremy's got, or 100,000 of whatever Max 40's got, or do you know what I mean? Fuck. I'll take one of you for 1,000 of them every day of the week. Give me my medicals. Where are they? They are hiding over here. We must do something about that. Get in my belly. Oh shit. Oh! Oh! I must replenish my hydration once again. Oh! Now sit down. There we are. Jeremy Fragrance Power Strength Croft. Are they real subs, Rich? Watch mine? Yes. It's as if you don't know me at all, Pep. As if I would spend money I could spend on perfume on subscribers. There's no way I would buy friends when I could buy perfumes instead. No. I hope they're real. I hope they're real. I think everybody's got... You misread. Oh, sorry. What have I misread? I've totally misread. Where am I? And they are real subs. Oh, sorry. But yes, point stands, though. Only 1,000. I've got... How many have I got? Oh, fuck knows. See, I don't care. I say I don't care. You'd always like more. But at the same time, it's just because you want to get the message out to more people. I wouldn't want subscribers who came in and they were like, oh, why aren't you telling me what everyone else is telling me? You know what I mean? Because I truly think this is true, right? Most people who go on channels like Curly Fragrances and Max Forte and Red Essence and all these other big channels want to be told that they've got good taste in perfume by somebody on the internet. So they want to be told that their basic perfume, like Sauvage, like Bleu de Chanel, like Dylan Blue, like fucking Toy Boy and fucking all this other shit, what they want to be told is that, yes, you've got good taste, well done, you're going to get compliments, it's going to be feel good, you've spent your money well done. They don't want to be challenged. They want positive reinforcement. That's what they want, right? And that's why those channels get the big numbers and the big fucking reviews, because people don't have any confidence or faith in themselves, right, to go out and try new things. What they want to be told is that they're good little boys and girls. They want validation. They want backing up. You know, they want to be in the majority. And it's like you're just not you fuck off is basically all I can say. Tell me what I love, says Nick S. Yes. Yes. Tell me what you love so I can join in. You know? It's the wisdom of the crowd. Jeremy Fragrance drinks Versace Eros. Oh, fucking, it would explain a lot. This chat is essentially what the community was like in 2010. I love it. And it will stay that way because I will drive people away simply by being the way I am. It will bring together like-minded people, and it will drive away people who can't hack it and people who don't want to hear what I've got to say. Don't ever be surprised by people staying the fuck away from stuff they don't want to hear. You know? Be left in no doubt. If you come in here and you say, I love Sauvage EDT, I love Sauvage EDP, I love Sauvage Parfum and Sauvage Elixir, and I turn around and say, do you know what it is, mate? They're all shit, and I hate them. If that person turned around and said, well, do you know what, Rich? I don't give a fuck, right? But I appreciate you telling us what you think. They are more than welcome to stay. I would love it if somebody came in and said that. You have your opinion, I have mine, but I still like what you've got to say. Like, fucking, I love out like that. Someone to stick it, but to give us a taste of my own medicine, fair play. I like it. But people who want you to come in and just pat them on the fucking head and say, good boy, good girl, well done. You know what you're doing. You're cool. You can hang around with us. It's not happening. Have the courage of your own fucking convictions. Be confident in your own choices, however terrible they are, and we've all made them. I'm worth at least 1,250, says Nick. You are, Nick. But just you, Nick. The good thing about focusing on vintage is that when you search on YouTube, it never returns Jeremy. I've lived in a Jeremy-free life. Yes! That's a very good point, Keith. Or maybe I was reading too much. If you're not aware, then maybe not a thing. You usually have the pulse of the community, says Kelly. I do think that there are some bigger channels who come and watch and listen and think. But for them, it's not about how much they love perfume. It's about what they can make. And the problem I have with that is that they are taking out of the community and putting nothing back in. Pep is JJ's best mate. No, he's not. You can be JJ's best mate if he wants. Welcome to you as well, though, York's geezer. It's been a while, mate. How are you? How's York's? I hear it's been fucking raining down there today. Good Lord. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Grey Vetiver or Musk Ravageur? Grey Vetiver for me. Musk Ravageur not. I'm not big on Musk Ravageur. Rich is spot on. They want validation for their decisions, or they want to be told what to wear as a proxy for having to get a personality. Spot on. People don't want to think, they want their choices validated. Yep. Can you wear Ravageur in spring or summer? Yeah, I want to say yes, you can. But it depends on the dosage. Life is all about dosage. Timing and dosage. So go light in spring and summer. Pat's Simp's head, says Pep. I don't like Monica Chioc, says Nick Walker. Oh, I think Monica set that channel up with the influencer thing in mind. I think she wanted to be an influencer, and I mean, I don't know Monica Chioc. Maybe she's a lovely person. Her and her husband seem to have. I subscribed for a little while, and then I thought, I just can't. It's not my type of content. You know what I mean? It's just not my type of content. I like this small community, folks. We can talk about this, that, and the other. Here we aren't led by the nose, no pun intended, says Michael. Yes, come in and say what you want. As long as you can show you're working, you are more than welcome. More than welcome. Is musk ravageur a fougere type musk? Lavender? I'm not an expert on musk ravageur. It's a shame. I think Eugene's out having a walk now. He just sent us a picture of some ducks. So I'm assuming he's out in nature enjoying himself, but he would probably be able to tell you. I don't think it's got lavender in it. It's very vanillic for me. It's very warm and underside of a... It's very underside of a cat, you know? I think twice whether I wanted to say that or not. I always feel that the people who pay retail are essentially paying for those free bottles that most influencers sell on, says, but yeah. Well, that's the thing, you see. We pay for those free bottles. Why is it that somebody on the internet, some random fucker on the internet, should get... Why is it that I should get a free bottle? I mean, I don't. But why is it that I should get a free bottle, right? And you don't? You pay for those free bottles. I pay for those free bottles because I don't get free bottles. Well, I don't want them. You know what I mean? We pay for them. It's as simple as that. Imagine tens of thousands of men getting together to ask an oracle, I own Versace Eros. Am I going to get laid? And the oracle replies for the 100th time, yes. So they retort, great, see you next week. Hi, York's Geezer. Hi, Rich, sorry. York's Geezer says, hi, Rich, I hope you're well. That Pep guy is not yours or Ramsey's friend. Trust me on this. He is just here to pretend. Pep was JJ's best mate. He is. I am okay and I've been watching you all the time. Well, thanks very much. I'm not sure about that. I really enjoy your vids. Sorry if I am in the way, but talking the truth, please trust me, says York's Geezer. Someone that gets free bottles should be insulted considering the money the company makes. Yes. Have you no ambition? Have you no ambition? Like, seriously, is that all you're worth? Like, is all you're worth, like, what? A £5? Like, I mean, they don't even spend £5. They probably spend more on the shipping than they do on the fucking perfume. And they can write it off as an expense. You know? I never thought of it like that before. You could write off influencers as a business expense. Couldn't you? Do you think that's what they do? Where's the cheapest place to buy Tom Ford scents? Depends which ones. The private blends, I would wait until there's a sale on at the retailer. I mean, they're very heavily fucking counterfeited, as I found out to my cost. That's the type of content of the masses watch. So there's that. Someone that gets a free bottle should be insulted considering the money they make. Darren Rolling is another one of your friends, says York's Geezer. Come on now, York's Geezer. I've been watching Pep for fucking years. I'm not sure I recognise this version of Pep you are talking about, mate. Where's the cheapest place to buy? I've answered that. You can get some of them, or you can get normal signature line Tom Fords at discounters sometimes, and you can find them in, if you're in the UK, the perfume shop, and what's the other one? There's another one, I can't remember. The perfume shop and another place, they have sales on. Loads of times you get 20% off there. They run an advertising agency, says Skill. You have to accept the YouTube guys the same way you accept Julia Roberts and La Via Bell commercial. They run an advertising agency. Yeah, that's what they are. They're advertisers. They're infomercial hosts. They are. They are the product. Anyone who gets a free bottle should have paid promotion slapped on the title of the video. Yes, I believe in that as well. Absolutely, I do. The only perfume influencer I've ever seen do that was Deva, and he has my infinite respect, as if he didn't before, but he did. I respect Deva massively. And I mean, if anybody, I mean, there's like, obviously there were a few of them from back in the day, but if anybody deserves to be sent free bottles and stuff like that, it'd be someone like Deva. You know what I mean? The years he put in, Joy and Mean as well, the amount of work that they've put in. I'm not advocating for free bottles here, but what I'm saying is if anybody does deserve that stuff, it would be people like them, not these other people who have got no skin in the game. I remember folks Nishani specifically tells influencers not to say they are promoted free to make it seem more authentic, just in case anyone wanted to buy into that chemical swill. You are absolutely spot on. If you're in the States, you need to check your area for cosmetics company stores for ultra cheap. Yeah, I've heard that. There's a store over here that sells Frederick Mars really cheap. I must dehydrate, friends. Taffy J, welcome to you, my love. How are you? Is the free bottle being sent to a real reviewer with disclosure or some knucklehead influencer like Melissa National? Either, both. Dave was still making videos. Crazy how long he's been doing it. Best part, 15 years. Same as Ropes. Ropes, 15 years. 14 years, 15 years. Insane. Dave has good people, absolutely is. I wish he put out more content, but he doesn't. I used to trade with him all the time back in the day. Still have his 90s Versace Dreamer. I'm going for a slash. Not that you needed to hear that, but I am. So I will speak to you all in 2 minutes. I'll be back. Please, entertain yourselves. Pain in my fucking arse, this. Alright, I've got a fucking itchy finger. What does it mean? Does it mean anything when you get an itchy index finger? Oh god. Because I'm in fucking wanting to tear mine off. I'm not sure I'm going to get to see the football tonight. I'm too old to be staying up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's see. Excuse me. Sorry, that's appalling behaviour. I have to mention that it's paid promotion in the video, spoken word, not in text. Is that true? Looks like Ashton went full designers and clones to avoid free bottle scenario, says Proddy. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of... I think he was a little bit zoned out. It's funny that he's actually managed to avoid that whole situation and still have the biggest fragrance related channel in English. Jeremy Fragrance I don't necessarily consider a fragrance channel anymore. Ashton's the biggest in the English speaking community. The free bottle to a real reviewer I don't find as offensive as long as there was full disclosure. The viewer can make up his or her mind as to whether the review is skewed or bias. By bias, says Taffy. I would agree that there is. I'll say this as well. I sit and slate reviewers all the time. There's got to be some responsibility from the consumer as well. You know, like if you are going to be falling for that, really? I mean, really, like yourself, you know, are you going to be getting taken in by that? And then, as we all know in real life and stuff, there are people like that who are easily led, and you've just got to fucking let them go and hope that they learn themselves. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody's as... I mean, what do they say? There's one born every minute, you know? And it's like, it's true. You know what I mean? You've got to take responsibility for your own fucking actions as well. You know what I mean? They have the disclaimers hidden in video descriptions, but hardly if ever. There should be this little thing that pops up at the top of the screen that says includes paid promotion. I've seen it on like other videos. You know what I mean? Like, there should be this little thing that pops up and says this includes paid promotion. Don't forget about the bloggers. Yes, the bloggers were there long before Kafkaesque and oh God, there's another one, not just Perslays, there's another person, someone who was blogging, oh fuck me, who was it? There's somebody else, something, was blogging years. Why the Jasmine? Well done, Spaced Out. Blogging for years before any of this. You can look at you can look at years before stuff ever took off on YouTube properly. Don't forget about the bloggers. The perfume bloggers have been receiving free bottles probably earlier than YouTube's. Yeah, I would agree with that, absolutely. At this point, it's pretty easy to spot a shill and avoid their content altogether, says Micah. Yes, because there's a lot of awareness about it. And yet, they still get a lot more viewers than, say, someone like Ramsey or Pep or me or anyone else who is in it not for free bottles, not for financial gain. Point at things, see if it gets better, says Nick. Disclosing is against their interest. It'll shatter the illusion, and there are no real consequences of no disclosure for these tiny, small timers. Got to remember as well, we get up in arms about this, but the fragrance community is fucking tiny. Like, the fragrance community is absolutely minuscule compared to, say, the luxury handbag community, the makeup community, the fucking, I don't know, any community, fashion, anything to do with fashion. We're a fucking fart in the wind, which is a very unfortunate thing to say considering I'm talking about scent, but you know what I mean. Like, compared to those, we are very, very small. Even the watch community's on fire, especially with the rise in like the prices. This time last year, the watch prices went absolutely ballistic. Or they reached their zenith, I should say. Before that, they were going up. Now there's been a massive correction. Disclosing... Oh, sorry, I read that. A lot of these bloggers are as bad as the Instagram shills and YouTuber shills. Again, Instagram is hell on earth for ads and shit like that. A lot of these bloggers are as bad as the Instagram. Sorry, I read that. Salutations, Tripler. Itchy eBay finger duck. Always, but I'm trying to fight it, mate. I'm trying to fight it, and I have been fighting it, you know. Don't get us wrong, there are some things that if they came up, I would rip their bloody arms out, like Murardont. If anybody knows where I can get a Murardont, please, like, that sounded a little bit desperate, that. But if you do know, please let us know. I will be very... How are you texting me and live? I am very talented, young Audrey Jane. And you texted me. Stick says, people get taken because they are new and discovering fragrances. I got taken when first starting out. Over time, you develop your taste away from Macy's crap and find reviewers like yourself. Thank you, Sticks. And I agree, you are correct. You do, like I was saying before, you do have to sort of develop your own sort. I suppose that's true of everything of what you've said there, really. When you first get into things, you will get someone having you. Do you know what I mean? Someone will always take you. But it is what it is, as they say. And that's how you learn. And if you don't learn, then you've really got to take responsibility for the fact that you're a fucking idiot. If you don't learn, like I said before, learning is a big part of life, isn't it? You know? And like, so did I get taken? Pretty much. I bought loads of shit. I mean, half the stuff I gave to Richie G was stuff that I would be afraid to, like, I wouldn't say I would be embarrassed to fucking admit I bought. I bought like the one ADP and all that sort of thing. When will you learn to like Leon? I don't think that day will ever come. You know what I mean? If we start talking watches and wine, I'll never close this chat. I have just bought a watch, which I shall be receiving in a couple of weeks' time. When I say just bought a watch, I bought it a couple of months ago. But I had it. I had it sent to a friend in the EU so that I wouldn't have to trouble Britain's finance minister with the ins and outs of the purchase. Do you know what I'm saying? Negative reviews equal blacklisted. Yes, that's a major problem as well. That's the cynicism of the companies, that, you see. That is something which is very revealing in and of itself. These people don't want feedback. It's not this it's you know, when they're like, oh, the company never told me what to say. Yeah, because they didn't need to. It's like George Carlin said, it's when your interests converge, you know? It doesn't need to be said out loud. What fragrance would Barbie and Oppenheimer wear? Oh, don't you start. I've seen videos on this. Although I do have a meme for you. If you give me one moment, I will send you it. Hold on, where is it? There it is. There you go. If you check your phone, I have told you what fragrances they would wear. Stop the Barbie madness. Fart in the Wind by Creed, yes. Audrey Jane with a heh. I always get a bit scared when she says heh. I mean, she's up to something. How is your baby? Your baby looks like he was worried by the rising inflation. I looked at him the other day with his centre parting. He looks like he's worried about the rising cost of living, bless him. Matt, welcome. What about Leleon, don't you like? I'm not massively into labdanum. When labdanum is the centre and it's this big lump and this big kind of like chunk of the fragrance where it's like the centerpiece and it's the be all and end all, the top, the middle, and the bottom, right? Then I don't like it. When it's used in conjunction with other things and it's used as a supporting note and it's one of many, I really like it. Shalimar, I really wanted to love Shalimar, can't. Leleon, wanted to love Leleon, just can't. But then you have something like Ambra Sultan, which has got labdanum in it, but it's one of many parts. Bebe as well, and supporting a middle parting. That's right. That's right. I noticed. Bless him. Cute. With his centre parting. He'd be raging when he sees them pictures when he's older. Exactly, Skill, which is why companies expanded to YouTube for more exposure. South Lebon do not do negative reviews as a policy, says Pep. Which is, I just no. How? Are you texting me? I'm live. Tornado yesterday in Switzerland and watchmaking area. Chaud de Fonde. Oh, what? Audrey Jane. I must give this to Audrey Jane. There it is. Chat's going a million miles an hour. Where are we? I'm trying to fight my girl on addiction, says York Geezer. Fight the good fight. It's not easy. The duck is a multitasker. Fuck everyone who's not me, says DJ. I encourage some of that, yes. I like this. You like that? We move on. That is definitely the best way to be. Rich is dehydrating and texting at the same time. Friends don't let friends text and dehydrate. Did you ever see that thing? There was a band when Metallica cut their hair short in the 90s. There was a band that went on MTV Live Unplugged, and on one of the guitars, Metallica were there, and on one of the guitars it said, "Friends don't let friends get friends' haircuts." Like haircuts from Friends, obviously. So I thought that was funny. That was a story from back in the day. That's a very niche story as well. But I can't remember which band it was. Was it Alice in Chains or something like that? It was something. I wish people didn't gaslight themselves into liking the things they don't like, says DJ. I think that I've tried to do that to myself before, stupidly. There are many worse addictions in life than a girl on addiction, to be fair, says Manly Sense. Yes, and I've had some. I've had some worse addictions than the one I've got at the minute. So it's about harm reduction, It's definitely about harm reduction. That's the reviewers feeding the algorithm. I talked to a sales assistant recently. She says most of her niche customers aren't enthusiasts. Yeah, it sounds about right, actually. They just come in and want something different than what everybody else is wearing, really. God, I've got so much stuff on my shelves from when I started that I don't really want to wear now. You know what I found the best cure for that is? Just give it away or sell it cheap. Just get it away from you. You'll feel better. You'll feel better getting it away from you than you will by trying to wait for longer, holding on to it, trying to recoup most of that money back. Just get it away from you. I give loads of stuff to Richie G, and not once do I ever think about any of those fragrances. In fact, it made us really happy that I could give them to a mate and that he would get the use out of them. You know what I mean? They just want their fragrance to be a lot more expensive than the stuff that's on TV. Spot on. Yep. Fart in the Wind by Creed. I can see that coming. If I open it, I have to come up here. Bobby Lipstick. I can't multitask, says Audrey Jane. Poor Audrey Jane. But you do have a baby, so you have a good excuse. Oppenheimer should wear Fahrenheit out of general principle. It didn't come out for like 40 years, till after, like, at least 40 years after he, like, finished his work. Oh, someone has supported me. How kind of you. I will have to reply to you after this stream, because the chat is running away from me. Like Barbie would wear Britney Spears. I've heard many people hyping the free bottle and then selling it, making a nice profit on the hype. Yes. Baby is well and sporting a middle parting, says Audrey. Or product candy for the barbs. Yeah, I can see that. Atomic Rose. Oppenheimer would be wearing Yope Hom, says York Skeezer. Yeah, I can imagine that as well, because it's fucking nuclear. Has anybody tried the new Habit Rouge Privé? If so, what are your thoughts? I have, David Luke, and it's nice to meet you. How are you? I have, and I wasn't a fan. But there are lots of people who seem to be fans, so try it for yourself if you can. You know? See if you can smell it in the store, get a sample, get a decant on one of the groups or something, and see what you think of it. But for me, I didn't like it. I thought it was mid. I thought, I don't need this. Vanilla, powdery, and this kind of tame leather. And I've got some of the best leathers that have ever been released. Well, in my opinion, anyway. Some of the best leathers that have ever been released. It's going to take something pretty fucking special for a leather to get into my collection these days. I was shocked that Leon was so welcomed by Fragcom. I felt that it was monolithic in its use of labdanum too. I thought it was a little bit overbearing in its labdanum heaviness. I mean, don't get us wrong. If it had been another material that I actually liked, I would have been like, oh, this is amazing. Do you know what I mean? But, it was labdanum. Blah. My dream watch would be a Cartier. Ah, beautiful. I've got a Santos de Cartier coming. And I have got Santos de Cartier, the fragrance. Next up is a mustache and a brown suit with elbow patches. My wife got me a Cartier Santos for my 40th last year. It's by far my favourite watch. The underrated watches, you know. If you don't like Habit Rouge, it won't make me like you like what? If you don't like Habit Rouge, it won't make me you like it. Sorry, DJ, you've lost me there, mate. Esoteric Metallica Law, that. Can you remember? Do you know that? Do you know that? Do you know what I was talking about there, Nick? What band was it? Alice in Chains? I'm sure it was someone like Alice in Chains. It is easy to find an unhonest reviewers if they talk own Chanel Roger but still put out top 10 lists which feature Paco Rabanne list releases. Don't watch them. Peek at the shelves behind them first. Yes. They have like two collections, don't they? They have a collection for the channel and they have a collection for themselves. Oy, oy, oy. Has anyone tried Healy Iris de Nuit? Not me. But I do want to get a sample of every Healy. Because I feel like Healy deserves more love. You know? They're very different. They're very... do I want to say original? I just think they're really good quality. I think they're really good prices. I think they're really well made. And I think they deserve more love than what they get. Is anyone trying? Oh, sorry, I've read that. I order a sample of the new Habit Rouge. I'll be excited, says Lane. Welcome, Lane. That was Alice in Chains. Was it Alice in Chains? I want to try Vetiver Veritas by Healy, says. I want to try that one as well. I own it, says Scale. Says Panda to Scale, based on Mark's recommendation a decade ago. It's gorgeous, but so fleeting and light. Rest in pain, Lane Staley, says Nick. Please don't want different. People don't want. Sorry, I've read that wrong. People don't want different Mitch. People want the same thing in an expensive package or a label to make them feel better than others while having the same lowbrow taste. That's a very good point. People do want to buy the badge of something, whether it's clothes, whether it's watches, whether it's perfume. People want to, like that. That's loads of people will say, like, if they're wearing Sauvage, what they'll say, "Oh, I'm wearing Dior." Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I could put Leather Rude on and say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? People will be like, that's not Dior. That's a lot of people do that with Creed and Aventus. Oh, I'm wearing Creed. No, you're wearing Creed's Aventus. Come on now. Excuse me. Do you know if it comes in 100ml? What's that? What, the Healy? I think it does, yeah. The news says scent of the day is Aqua Classica by Borsari. This is good for high summer heat. Not bad. I've never even heard of Borsari. People would pay thousands for a blue bottle that smells like Sauvage just with a different name as it makes them feel better. Manly mate, I'm on holiday. Get back to you soon about the La Juice, says Tripler. I think the Black Heelys are extra and 50ml only. Aha! Do you find similarities to any other vetiver, says Mike. Veritas is angry. Thanks, Rich, says David Luke. My pleasure, David Luke. And welcome to you, David Luke. It's nice to meet you. Sorry if we have met you before, but memory's not what it should be. It's very aggressive and sharp, but interesting too. Angry as in dark and brooding. I fear a dark vetiver. See, Rudy reviewed Anna Gutal's vetiver the other day, and I was like, whoa. It's not as bad as Root de Vetiver by Metro Parfum Elegantia, which genuinely terrified me. It smelled like fucking tarmac, like asphalt. Welcome, Robes. Can't cooking, but listening in. Make comment once in a while. It's the best thing to do, especially with this stream. You can just put your phone down and listen. Nothing interesting is going to happen unless you want to see a particular bottle on the screen. That means you have good taste, West Nude. But you don't like Habit Rouge anyway, do you, Rich? No, I don't like Habit Rouge West Nude, mate. I really don't. I really wanted to as well, because it's a classic. It's exactly the type of fragrance that I should like, but I don't. Too powdery. It's got that Caron Puranom vetiver vanilla lavender powdery sort of thing that I just don't like. Trussardi's the only leather I love. I had to sell mine. No. The Leon needs a jasmine long rose middle. That's like every other Chanel, that though, isn't it? Yeah, sample first. The citrus off the top of the Leon made me buy it. So there is actually a striking citrus note at the top of the Leon. Hopefully my carbonara is as good as your taste, my friend. Well, thank you, Rose. You are too kind. I was thinking about Mona Diorio's Queer the other day. That's a fragrance Robes influenced me to buy, thank God. I didn't blind buy it, but I did try it. See, this is what reviewers should do. They should put you onto fragrances that you want to try, And I did that with Mona Diorio's Queer. What a fucking fragrance that was. And I eventually bought a vintage bottle, a square one, like the one Robes has got. And I bought it off a man, a very nice man, from Lithuania. I've bought fragrances from people all over the world. I've bought them from people off every continent, I think. I think Africa is the only place I haven't bought one from. I've done North and South America. I've done Europe, Eastern and Western and Central. I've done Asia many times. It's outrageous. I just need someone to send us one from Antarctica now and we'll be set. I think Healy, but this stuff needs sampling first. Yes. Phone typing is my bane, says DJ. The MP's recent vetiver dries down to something similar but less chest hair. Yeah, I like it. I liked it actually, Vetiver Bob, and it reminded us of Fat Electrician, which is also a fantastic fragrance, but the performance was shocking on me. Look, he sent used to give out Healy samples like candy. Oh, the good old days. Scale is wearing Cardinal. I liked Cardinal actually. Love the note. Favourite current is a Nick Goutal Vetiver, says Micah. It's a good fragrance, I just haven't settled on it. I never tried Healy, but I own a pair of size 10 Healys I mess around with sometimes. Harder than skating, to be honest. I was indoors all day. Scent of the day, Charles Jourdan Unarmed. That is a fragrance I've got. Is it a 50 or a 30 mil I got from a Nouge? Rich, do you like Aventus? Not hugely. Never understood Aventus. Nothing interesting is going to happen. More of Rich's shameless self-promotion, says Nick. How about Rouge Privé is better than I expected? Not for me. But then I'm not the one saying that. It's Manly Sons. Queer is a fucking bomb. It's massive. And it's brilliant as well. Do you like Green Irish Tweed, Dusan, says Enrique? It's a brilliant fragrance. I bought Mona Diorio Venet off of Drakdok's recommendation. I haven't thought of that scent in years. It's somewhere in my collection, says Panda Fragrance. It's a shame that Drakdok doesn't make more videos. DJ says, I like Root de Vetiver. How's the Goutal Vetiver? Similar, but a little bit better, I would say. In fact, considerably better. Salty. Rudy did a review of it recently, and it's really a really good review, actually. I bought a Moss Bresh from a Nigerian... Oh, no, not a Nigerian prince. Bought it from a Nigerian prince telling me send a few thousand to him. Just a few thousand. Usually wants millions. And he will give me riches in Moss Bresh. Didn't work out for me. That's a shame. Hermes Gallop is a great leather, says DJ. I need to go back and try that. Have you tried Pinewood fragrances? No, but I want to. I do want to, Kelly. I've heard a lot about them. Heard a lot about Pinewood. It's one of those American houses. It's a shame that mostly no one makes videos anymore. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, look, you still have the Robeses. The Robeses, and Dava still makes videos from time to time. You know, a lot of, I mean, Chad as well. Chad deserves a shout out. Joy Amin. Joy Amin's not quite as old as like those ones. He's vintage now, Joy Amin. Oh, there seems to be some kind of dog outside. Woofing. Drakdok. Pep. You know. Give me a Goutal Vetiver for cheap. Mate, I sold it ages ago. I would have as well. I don't care about my Monsieur L'Enfant Vetiver anymore, says DJ. Can anyone suggest any good tobacco to sample? Do you mean like to smoke or to smell? My tobacco, my sweet vanilla tobacco thing that I really like was Tabac Rouge by Fade On. But I think they've reformulated it. I do believe they have reformulated it. So Yeah, well, anyone tried Selda Vetiva from the different company? I haven't tried any of their stuff. Fosco says Gallop is a really, really good, probably my favourite designer release in a long time. Favourite designer? Gucci Guilty Absolute, and I mean, that's not new at all. Gucci Guilty Absolute is one of the best since 2010. I've just arbitrarily picked that date out of my arse there, so. Fade On says Scale. Yes, Tobacco Rouge by Fade On. Sample it first because they may have reformulated and made it shit. Welcome. Hello, Robin. How are you? I like Portugas, says Tripler. Anyone tried Selda Vetiva from the different company? I haven't. Comme des Garçons. Comme des Garçons was a really good designer house that no one seemed to talk about anymore because they seem to have this like really, they had this high watermark with like a lot of fragrances, and then they just died off. I remember that. Christo was a huge fan. Make that list of 4 frags, potential 5, says DJ. Excuse me. Sorry for yawning, I'll have to go in a minute. Oh, the TCP, that's exactly what it smells like. Fantastic. That and Rienne. If I feel Gallop didn't have for women labelled on it, it would be heavily wanked over in certain segments of the community. It's at the bottom of the list, 5 cents, maybe 6, and maybe next year. I have got some samples coming from the lovely Brooke at St. Celier, and I have the new Rubini, so you can expect to see a Rubini first impressions set on my channel. I'm getting the Artemix, and I am getting... what was the other ones I'm getting? Rubini, Artemix. I'm getting the new Eris as well. So I'll sample that. Mala Education, how are you? Vetiva Veritas smells more like a potent Etro Vetiva. I like the Etro Vetiva though. I do like that one, but it's still dark and smoky, but it's not quite so outrageously dark and smoky. Naxos Rich, if you've not tested it, I will send you a sample, not taking the mic. This is from Zerzhov House, and I agree they are mostly poor, but please review Naxos. Have I smelled Naxos? I know it's from Zerzhov, and Zerzhov are shite, but Zerzhov's another brand that is like egregious in their kind of, egregious in their marketing. Heavily wanked over, says Niggas, yes. It's a better buy as well. Etro Vetiva is instant skin senses. I've got a vintage one, but I think it still applies what you're saying. I haven't worn those Etros for a while. I want to. That amber's beautiful. Their amber's absolutely gorgeous. The Santalo, the sandalwood one's really good as well. Palais Jamais is a beautiful jasmine Vetiva thing. Like, and I don't really care for jasmine. Do you know those fragrances where there's a note? You know those notes that you have that you don't like, and it's like labdanum for me. And then every once in a while there'll be a perfume that comes along with that note in, heavily featured, that will just be the exception that proves the rule. Like Palais Jamais for me is like that with jasmine. So I'm not a big jasmine fan. Gucci Guilty Absolute is more of a stock and grown nail biting deterrent than TCP. It's better buy as well. Yo, Skeezer, you will not like it because Naxos is Zerzhov's version of Pure Van. Pure Van gives me headaches. It's a shame. I love that Amen line. I think most of the flankers, I'm over them. I love the original. I love taste of fragrance. Pure malt, I think it's pure malt that gives us a headache. Pure Havana is harsh. Pure malt is... it's too much. It's right at the front of your head, you know, like that part of your head that does the actual thinking. God, the pain. What is the reason for the pain? Ashley Bissett, thank you very much. It was Ashley Bissett who sent me a coffee. You are too kind. Whoops. Okay, so I've responded. I always respond. Repulsively synthetic. Not sure. I don't think it's been reformulated, says Fosco. What we're talking about. Diabetic cadaver rotting in McDonald's ice cream machine, says DJ. Pure wood, pure tonka, pure zest. Whole line was sickly for me. I sold my Ultra Zest. Sold my Ultra Zest. Did I sell my Ultra Zest? I did sell my Ultra Zest. Yes. Sold my Ultra Zest. Biblical Robin. Scent of the evening, Trussardi Uomo 83. Nice. Tomcat's piss. Your geezer for TCP. When I smell the aldehydes in Bois de Zile, I imagine angels singing. Scent of the evening, space up. Thank you, Biblical. Diabetic cadaver. Good Lord. Well, on the most pleasant of notes of the diabetic cadaver, I'm gonna go, friends. Dino, sorry, it's not you, it's me. I'm off. I'm off now. Well, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you for liking. Thank you, Ashley Bissett, for your donation. You are very kind. Thank you for liking, for watching, for commenting, for subscribing, for keeping me company, cheering me up. I was in a bit of a mood earlier. I think I'm tired, though. I need to go to sleep. I'm getting old. I'll not be staying up to watch the football tonight. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone. And I will see you all again soon.